Good evening from Area 51 Raceway. So this afternoon and this evening I decided to work on another modified. This is a 125th scale. This will be the fourth one I've done. The last one I did was a 425 Ford, and I went a little different with that chassis. Just kind of made a regular flat chassis. Didn't do any bends like I did on this one, like the Dingus. Do kind of like the Dingus one I did, that Harry did. It's the black one with the pipe. So I decided to do the frame bending as well. This one I could have done a little bit better, but I just need to work on my technique more. What I did initially to bend these was I actually what's called annealing the metal. So I got my little hand torch that I had in my toolbox when I worked in the shop and heated these pieces right here that I bent. And basically I marked, tried to duplicate this chassis, which not too bad. It's close. We're exactly where the axle should be in the back and the front. And what I did was I annealed the metal by heating it up and letting it cool naturally, and then I got on my vise here and then I bent them physically, which they bend a little easy. I say easier, and I was able to get the manipulation that I wanted. I'll have to do I'll have to do the same technique, but kind of really see how I could do it a little bit better. As far as these, I had to kind of twist them a little because they weren't exactly where they should be, but it worked out. And again, like I said, I was trying to duplicate this frame here. Only thing I duplicate was the motor mounts, which I may put later, I don't know. I have to kind of get the plastic motor and see where it'll sit. But this is the chassis right here, and you can see I put the Nerf bars and the big rear bumper and the little bumper in the front. So, and I got my mounts here, and this is the body right here of the car. And this is excuse me, not even considering. This is where it's gonna go. Get the darn thing to get on there. Trying to clip it on there. Here's the body. So, like that. And then I'm using these big boy tires here. I believe these are 1511s. I can't remember. But what's nice about these is they're nice and deep. And this is the part I love. Man, these fit in there perfectly. Yeehaw! Yeah, that's going to look good. When I get these detailed and I glue them in there, that's going to look pretty badass, I think. And that's kind of cool. That's what I love about CB wheels when they're deep like that. You can actually get the inserts, the wheels that came with the model, and stick them in there and glue them in there and paint them up, man, and detail them. They'll look really cool. And you don't have to, do anything else. And then the Nerf bars, I basically try to imitate as much as I could. Same with the rear bumper. The rear bumper probably went a little bigger, but it's all right, I can always cut it down if I have to a little bit. I may cut it down a little. It's a little bit over the top there with the ends, and then I could, cut them with my cutters and then just flatten them out with my Dremel. And in these, I simulated the bars that would come up. And the hood will lie over here. The firewall goes further back. I'll have to see how everything transpires as I do it. And of course, I drilled holes in the side of this to set them in there. And this was really hard to get them kind of like similar, close, not exactly, but I had to drill an extra hole to kind of line it up. But this is, just as it is what it is. It's chassis all set. Once I start getting the bits in it and getting the other stuff that I'm getting Saturday from Soft Car Corner, and fit the other wheels and do a little bit of work later on during the weekend and see where I'm at. But for now, I built the chassis tonight. It took me about, I started at, I'd say about 6 o'clock, 6:30, and it's finished around, I think, around 8:30, so a few hours. Here and there, cutting, going to the garage and cutting and then fitting, and then soldering. And the bumpers were fairly easy. I was gonna make this a square, but it ended up turning up like that because that was by accident. So I figured, what, just go with it. The rear bumper was easy to do, and then I'll probably cut it down. But it's this is a pretty cool car, and I'm gonna really have fun doing this. And then I'm gonna try out my new spray gun on this body here. I'm gonna use some acrylic paint. I have a metallic or a pearl color paint that I bought. I think will go good, and then I'll paint the chassis. I'm not going to leave it like this. I'm going to paint it, and then, paint the other bits and put it together, and, well, white letters on the tires, and, dress up the little wheel inserts. This is going to be a pretty fun cool car once it's done. I just hope it handles well. I had to kind of like go by eye with the guide because I forgot to put that in as I was doing everything, thinking I was done and I wasn't. So I eyeballed the guide and then I measured it, and it looks pretty decent. So I think it'll work. We'll have to see how it handles because sometimes things will change once you get it together. But this is the chassis right here, and the model is a MPC Ridge Runner Modified. It's a Pinto. So I think it'll look pretty cool once we get everything together and see how it looks. And you know what I think I should do, but no, that's fine. I think that's fine. It's a little bit different on the box, but anyways, that's basically from Area 51 Raceway. Just want to show this chassis I did, and you guys can do this stuff. It's not hard to do, man. Just start bending stuff and cutting and soldering and figuring it out. I'm not a professional, man, so I mean, this is the 4th car I've done it. A mod car in 1/25th scale. And this is the 2nd time where I did the bends like this to simulate a frame, and that's not hard to do. You just gotta mark the area where you're gonna bend, and you could anneal the metal, which is heat it up and let it cool naturally. And once it's cooled, it is a little bit more easy to bend, so you don't have to worry about like possibly breaking it. Which even the other car, I didn't really break it. If you can see it doesn't really, how would you say, split or anything like that. It's very how would you say, manipulable. So, well, that's it from Area 51 Raceway. I'll do more later on videos on this build and test drive it, and hopefully it'll drive well and see how it comes out. You guys take care and have fun racing.